Mounjaro maintenance, what does it look like? Nobody really knows, but in this video I'm going to talk about what my titration schedule looked like for long-term use and what my plans are for when I get to goal weight. Hi everyone, I'm Joanna and I've been on a weight loss journey with Mounjaro since May 2024 and I have lost over 130 pounds. I've been very successful with this medication. So if you don't know me, welcome. And to everybody who has joined, there has been so many new people join the channel. I absolutely love all of your comments, hearing all of your journeys. It really makes me feel like doing these videos is worthwhile, and we're really creating a nice little tribe and community here for people to feel seen, for people to feel heard, and also for me to feel a little bit less alone going through this. It's been amazing and completely overwhelming. Thank you to every single person who has taken the time to watch, to leave a comment. I really appreciate all of you, and I hope you guys are enjoying the videos and get something out of them. So today I'm going to talk about what my titration schedule looked like while I was going through Mounjaro. We'll talk about it right from day one up to where I am now. I'll talk about some breaks that I've had, how I reset my body, and then I'll talk a little bit about what my long-term maintenance plans are, because I think that's a really big thing, especially when you've lost a lot of weight. What does that look like for the future? How do I make sure I never go back to where I was? So I hope you guys enjoy, and let's get into it. Alright, so let's talk about titration. Now I do have some notes here because I can't remember all of my titration. It's been, 18 months roughly, so I just needed to write down exactly what my schedule was. So we'll start right from day one. So weeks 1 to 4, I was on the standard titration dose. That was 2.5 milligrams once a week. Now for me, as soon as I took this, I mean within an hour or two, now maybe it was psychological, I don't know, I really felt the effects almost immediately. I felt very hopeful, and that's how this kind of opened the door for me. But I just stayed on the standard dosing. So started moving straight away. I was drinking plenty of water. I didn't really change my diet too much, but I was eating very little. I think at the start, for the first week or two, I think I was on like 900 calories a day. It was so little. And gradually I've built my calories back up since then, because obviously that's not healthy or sustainable. Now, I didn't have really any side effects during that time. I think on the first day or two I had a couple of gastrointestinal side effects, which came from the night before I took my first injection. I had a night out that ended with a huge kebab. Probably not the best advice if you are starting, but other than that I had very few side effects. It was very effective for me right from day one. Now from weeks 5 to 11, that's when I decided to start splitting my dose. Now the reason I split my dose is because I didn't want to make the jump from 2.5 up to 5. For me, just personally, that feels like quite a big jump. You're basically doubling the medication that you're having, and for me, I didn't feel like I needed that much. So what I started doing was I went to 3.75 first of all, and then because the 3.75 wasn't quite enough, from week 6, I started doing 3.75 on a Friday and 1.25 on a Monday. So that was split my dose. Now what splitting your dose does for me, obviously this is not medical advice, please speak to your healthcare provider, but for me, instead of this huge satiety that you get one day a week, which wears off through the week, it gave me a much more sustained level of satiety across the week. I really like that, and it's something that's worked for me. I don't really like these peaks and valleys. I like it just to be sustained, and we can then make consistent progress. So that was week 5 to 11, 3.75 on a Friday, 1.25 on a Monday. Then I moved to 6.66 milligrams, and the reason I know all of this is because I have it all tracked on my Shotzi app, going all the way back, which helps me see how much medication's in my body. So I went to 6.66 again because I didn't feel I had to go up to 7.5, and I will not be rushed through standard titration doses. I think going above the standard is one thing, but wanting to take a little bit less, I think we're erring on the side of caution there. So what I would do is take 5 milligrams on a Friday and 1.66 milligrams on a Monday. That's what it equates to. That's what I worked out as. I'm sure if you guys just work out how much medication you're taking, you can figure out how to do that through your pen. But that was a really strong phase for me, so my appetite stayed very low, it stayed very manageable, and I managed to stay on that for quite a long time. That was weeks 12 to 25 that I was on 6.66. And then the last titration up that I have done was weeks 26 to 43. That was 7.5 milligrams, which is what I'm on now. So that is 5 milligrams on a Friday and then 2.5 milligrams on a Monday. And that's where I've stayed ever since. Now, I had a break in my medication, which really opened my eyes quite a lot. So I went to Asia, and obviously I took my pen to Asia. It got all the way over to China with me. Our first night in the hotel in Shanghai, we then flew to Tokyo the day after, I lost my medication. So I was concerned, to say the least. I left my medication in the hotel in Shanghai. It was gone. There was absolutely nothing I could do. I had 2 weeks ahead of me with nothing, and I had never done that before. This is where I really started to understand all this concern about, will I put the weight back on when I come off this medication? What does the maintenance plan look like? This is where it really solidified in my mind that this is a tool, not a crutch for me. Because over the course of that 2 weeks, what I did was, instead of relying on the medication to suppress my appetite, I just leaned into all the things that I had learned over the past year. I think it was just about a year. I naturally gravitated towards high protein meals, which helped me feel more full naturally. I ate a lot of fibre. I made sure I was eating lots of fruits and veggies. And I think over the course of 2 weeks, which there was plenty of exercise going on, I did work out while I was away as well. Don't get me wrong, I ate plenty of, fried Korean cheese because we also went to South Korea. There was plenty of not so good eating, plenty of alcohol as well. But over the course of 2 weeks, which was pretty much eating whatever I want, eating intuitively, I put on 3 pounds, which I was incredibly happy about, because previously, if I went on holiday, I would easily put on a stone, 14 pounds in that time. So I started to understand, okay, the work I've done to build my muscle, the work I've done to change my diet and my habits, this is what we're going to be relying on when we get to where we want to be, not the medication. So just if anybody is thinking about it or thinking about a break, I can only talk to my experience, but that's what happened with me. And it's given me a lot of confidence for the future. So when I came back from holiday, I reset back down to 5 milligrams. So I took 2 weeks off, reset back to 5 milligrams. So I took 2.5 milligrams on the Friday and 2.5 milligrams on the Monday. I didn't rush back up to 7.5 milligrams. I stayed there for a number of weeks and then gradually built myself back up to 7.5 milligrams. That worked really well for me. I really liked that I gave my body a little bit of a break and a little bit of a reset, and gave myself time to see how those healthy habits had crept in. But this is why it's so worthwhile making all those changes right at the start. So yeah, that's my maintenance plan. Sorry guys, I obviously got a bit excited there. That's not my maintenance plan, that was my titration plan. The maintenance plan is coming next. I think it's went really well. It has meant that I haven't suffered any side effects. I haven't been deficient in any nutrients. I haven't had side effects such as hair loss, which I know a lot of people suffer from. I think that sort of thing comes from nutrient deficiency. But by going slow like this, you make sure you're nourishing your body in the right way and you're learning new habits to cope with it. So yeah, that's my titration journey. Right, so what is my maintenance plan? Now, as I have said a few times, and as I think it is for a lot of you guys from what I've read in the comments, a big concern is, what does life look like after I get to my goal weight? What does it look like for the future? Will I be on this medication forever? The supplier tells us we have to be on the medication forever, but the supplier also tells us we're supposed to be at 15 milligrams by month 6. So obviously everybody has their own journey. Some people might need to be on this medication forever, and if you are, there's absolutely no shame in that. You do what you need to make yourself healthy. But for me, that's not what it looks like for me. So I'm only going to be talking about my own plans here. Now I'm with a great supplier in the UK, and they are a little bit more expensive. The reason that I went with them is because they are proactively starting to work on maintenance plans and what that looks like for people, and they adapt what those maintenance plans look like per person. So I really like this type of healthcare where it's about the individual rather than just being on a mass scale, because everybody's situation is not the same. For me, what my maintenance plan looks like, because I feel like I have a hormone deficiency, having suffered with this for such a long time, my maintenance plan will be to taper down extremely slowly. So from 7.5 milligrams, maybe down to 5 milligrams, maybe down to 3.75 and so on, till I get to the lowest dose I can. Then when I'm on 2.5 milligrams, I plan to start stretching that out. So instead of taking it once a week or as a split dose, I'll stretch that out to maybe once every 2 weeks, maybe once every month, and so on, until I'm on the lowest possible dose I can be on. Now, that doesn't mean that I will never go back on this medication. I know from my 37 years of being alive, I have a tendency to fall back into bad habits. I really hope and I'm aiming to never do that, but we never know what the future holds for us, and I think we have to be realistic about, you know, what it does look like. So for me, for example, if I go on holiday and I get right back, all my good habits disappear for 2 weeks, I know it's very difficult for me to get back into a routine. What I intend to do is, if I feel myself slipping even just a little bit, I will start taking the medication again at a low dose just to get me back into that routine. That's what it looks like for me. That's what a realistic future looks like for me. For some people, they might want to come off it completely. That's fine. For some people, they might need to stay on it forever. That's also fine. Do what is right for you. This is just my plan, and I'm going to do what's right for me and what I feel like is right for my body. So yeah, that's me. That's my whole titration journey. That's my maintenance plan for afterwards. Slow and steady does it. Slow and steady. We were slow and steady getting here. We're going to be slow and steady coming off of it when we get to where we need to go. But all I know is I am never ever going back. I am never going back. So yeah guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope it's useful for you guys. If you are doing split dosing or you're doing a different titration schedule, please let me know in the comments. If you've got any other questions as well, I do try to answer all of the comments that come through. I love finding out about what your guys' experience has been, as well as sharing mine. And yeah, if you have enjoyed the video, please do drop us a like, and if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. I like to provide updates once a week if I can, but I like to do videos like this that can help out the wider community as well. So yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!